In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the last greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Dear listener, please note that a pre-recorded session will be uploaded on Spotify at the end of the live session. No live calls and interactions will be available on Spotify.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another hot-heated episode of the one and only Balls and Tees. I am the boy with a lot of flair, classic man. I am the magician. If you don't know me by now, then you're probably listening to the wrong podcast. I'm Tony Tone by the name, and welcome yet again to another Wednesday where we actually start the weekend proper for you. Ladies and gentlemen, to those who've been following us from the get-go, I just want to say thank you, because without you, there is no us. And for those who've joined along the way, I have to say thank you so much, man. We love you guys. And man, winter is almost done. Unfortunately, for some of us, we got to experience the hardcore flu that has been, harassing most people in South Africa. So, man, this year's flu has not been very, very friendly. I don't want to lie. Not like all the other flus are friendly, but I experienced it firsthand over the weekend after attending a beautiful golf day in Rustenburg on Friday. And I got back and I spent the entire weekend laying down. I nearly said lying down, so I was laying down. English. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday and we've got a guest who's been waiting for us in the lobby to say, listen, guys, I want to shout out. I want to talk to you guys. I want to tell you what's happening. And this individual comes from one of the major contributors in the South African economy. If you understand what I'm talking about, the industry that this gentleman works in contributes quite substantially when it comes to South Africa's economy. So let's go back to Adriel to say that in the next 2 minutes, my guest will be joining me, and then in the meantime, just make sure that you go out, get yourself that hot cup of tea, hot chocolate, or coffee, and make sure that you then stay warm, get those vitamins as well. And please, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of exercising in winter is very, very imperative, because if you don't, you're doomed. If you don't, you're doomed. You'll be experiencing exactly what I went through. So, I'll be joined by very, very interesting guest, if I can put it that way. Very, very interesting guest, and then we'll be talking about how golf has influenced his life and how golf actually influences the industries he's in. So without any further ado, please just hang tight for about 2 minutes, and then when we come back, our guest will be joining us, and then we'll have that detailed chat. So I'll catch you now. The magician.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the last greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
The magician.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialize in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Inc. Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success, our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
The Magician. Mr. Ngobi in a few seconds. All right. Hey, Ngobi.
How's it, Jen? Shapire?
I'm good in yourself, man. Ngobi, I want to say, let me just start off by saying thank you for giving us time to have a chat with you. I know it's Wednesday, it's a work day, it's hectic. You probably had some plans for the evening, but I just want to say thank you for squeezing us.
No, man. It's an honor, my brother. It's an honor. Yes, I'm in trade, but yeah, I was able to maneuver. So don't mind the music in the background because I'm at a Tokyo Zero here in Sunninghill. So it's just like music, but I'm outside, so I can hear you guys clearly.
No. Awesome stuff, my brother. So, Ngobi, what I usually do, I usually ask my guests to reintroduce themselves properly because you know more about yourself than I do. So, if you don't mind reintroducing yourself to say who is Ngobi and how do you and golf actually come together?
100%. I'll follow your lead with regard to that.
No. You can perhaps give.
I can do it now.
Yes, please.
Okay. No, 100%. So yeah, Ngobi Mhlanga, guy with extensive sales and marketing background.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked at a number of FMCG, which is fast-moving consumer goods companies, and by virtue of that, I eventually fell in love with the sport that we all clearly love so much. Started it. A friend of mine, Sabang, actually introduced me to it like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I hit a few balls, got frustrated, and I left the sport and kind of, put it on the back burner. But as of 3 years ago, when I was my previous employer, I kind of, gave it a chance again. And, it was almost like a new love affair altogether. And, you know how it goes when you came into and you spend more time and you are getting better and better. Time goes by. That's when you kind of, give yourself to it. And now I am like an obsessed husband when it comes down to this, because I always make sure that, in a week, no matter a football, a plan needs to be made.
Yeah.
With the football, with the pros that I'm in the groups with, and yeah.
No,
So yeah, man, lovely sport, and I'm another victim.
That's very beautiful, man. Whenever I speak to golf addicts, I get goosebumps because you speak with so much passion and respect for the sport.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, Ngobi, I think let's start this conversation very light, right? To say, 9 years ago, you weren't really familiar with the sport, and then someone got you into it. It didn't go the way that you wanted to, and up until you came back again, right? Now, I just want
100%.
to ask you, when it comes to playing golf and the industry that you work in, right? How do you how would you actually define or explain the relationship between the two? Because it's, I don't know, I can't say it's extreme worlds, but there's a point where they actually meet. So for you being in the middle of the two worlds, how would you explain them?
I would say that, there's a nice cross-pollination between the industry and that I work in, which is liquor, and the sports, because obviously, in this day and age, you find that a lot of corporates who are in liquor tend to kind of, do the same thing in the form of, approaching consumers in a very organic, standardized manner, where it's going to be two promo girls. They walk around the shop, they tell you what the special is, and then, the hopes that the consumer will be convinced and buy. Whereas with golf, for me, it's more of a intimate affair, A, but B, you kind of get to meet your consumers, which are golfers in this level, at their own level. You know what I mean? So in one way or the other, it's a nice meeting of the world, because, when you approach guys on the course and everybody's having fun and relaxed, you find that those two promo girls of the mixologist who might be on, the 18th or the 10th or the first hole or whatever, who are doing, sampling, have the ear of the consumer. And in this case, because, we obviously work with premium brands, and, we are in a very volatile and competitive market, you kind of always need to learn how to box critical. You kind of always need to, ensure that you do the sweet selling in places that are, where you have the ear of the consumer. So you'll find that, on the course, guys are relaxed. The promo girls can obviously tell them about the intrinsics of our product. They can tell them how great it is. And they also then have the chance of sampling it on the day. And obviously, through sampling, we drive sales to the clubhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which is why I'm saying that it's a very nice marriage of the world. And it also helps that, predominantly golfers are of a particular LSM. So it's guys who don't mind spending, 40 or 50 rand on a shot of a premium brand, and it works very, very well from that perspective. So yeah, I think it's a nice meeting of the minds and a meeting of the world, and which is why, we kind of are ensuring that we're penetrating all these clubhouses one by one. Tanzania and Nani, what's the plan?
Yeah. And then just a quick question here, man. I just want to find out, before you actually started playing golf, right? What was your perception about the sport itself?
What was my obsession?
Your perception.
Oh, my perception is, I think, everybody else's perception. And now that I know better, I kind of look like the guys that are in the club, So before, obviously, growing up, I'm a Benoni boy through and through. Vele Masakula, there's a lot of soccer, rugby here and there, athletics, but nothing. We weren't exposed to the sports early, if I'm making sense. And the perception was always that, it's a white man's sport, very, very expensive to get into it, and you need to belong to a certain class or whatever you want to classify it as in order to be accepted and qualified to be part of this, golfing community. And obviously, they always say that, perception is also very, very dangerous because until you actually do the homework to find out how do I get in, what is the sport about, you'll always make up your own stories in your mind.
Yeah,
okay?
That's true.
So now that I'm in it, I am now the guy who's recruiting other golfers, from my hometown, from work, from current and previous employers, where I'm like, guys, actually, it's really not that expensive. Yes, it needs patience and it needs time. So you need to spend time on the course or at the driving range in order to refine and, ensure that your skill set gets better. Even though that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be shooting a 72 on every course that you play. But I mean, yes, you need to spend the time, to ensure that you get better with every stroke and that you understand the mechanics of it. So that was the perception. And now the perception has changed. My partner will tell you that she was also very anti-golf until I taught her the sport and she started playing it and now she's good at it. And, there's been incidences where she's beaten, 2 or 3 of my friends who I won't mention by name. I don't want to put them on blast like that.
Yeah.
But, one of those vibes to say, when we play a match, she scores better than them. And that also just kind of speaks to, if you spend time on it and getting better and better, you will get better. And no matter your skill set will improve holistically.
No, that's very interesting. Yeah. And I like the fact that you've actually found it as a way of spending more time with your loved ones. So big ups to you for doing so, and big ups to them as well for joining you in this beautiful spot. Here's a question that I often hear people talking about, right? People always talk about networking and, your network being your net worth. I just want to find out from your side, if you were to discuss the economy of just playing golf, whether as someone who works or as someone who is self-employed, how would you then maybe describe it to say what's happening in the golfing space?
Well, I mean, look, holistically, I won't lie to you and say it's something that doesn't require money. I think as a sport, it's something that, and now obviously we've got a new Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture. So we're hoping that Njoma Bragatin Mackenzie is now, taking money from stuff like super fans and all of that stuff. He can kind of redirect, some of these funds in order to building the sport, especially in the location. I mean, you find, again, I'll use myself as an example. Yes, I might not have grown up Ekasi, per se, but it also took me a while to get into the sport and be exposed to it by virtue of my surroundings, So we really, really, from a grassroots level, need, funding and get a lot more people exposed to the sport. Obviously, some will be like me, who try it and get frustrated, and then it takes them another years to get back into it.
Yeah.
But so be it. But the point is, the sooner you expose people to it, is the more you give them a chance to really decide whether they like it or not, or they fall in love with the sport or not. I mean, I've got an 8-year-old boy who, every Saturday, it's like, Daddy, we need to go to World of Golf. Daddy, we need to go to World of Golf. I'm like, bro, we can't go to World of Golf every Saturday, but, we go three out of 4 weekends, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the point is, because I exposed him to the sport, at an earlier age, he was able to catch on to, the nitty-gritties of it and ended up getting in his clubs and now he's got his own clubs. Now he's even more obsessed with it. And so this is also, to be frank, what I kind of want for every black child, the opportunity to be exposed. And that's really, I think, step one. And whether they decide to take it up as a sport that they want to pursue and expand on, that's completely up to them. But I think the barriers to entry from an economic perspective is still high, so you do need to either know people who are in the sport who are able to assist, or get funding from your parents who are able to assist, or that rich uncle or auntie or whatever the case might be, So So by virtue of that, overall point I'm making is the fact that, we kind of want grassroots approach where there will be a lot more Soweto country clubs, because Soweto is the only country club I can think of top of mind. It's a guy,
that's very
and
true.
I applaud people like Abu Titimba who, also have golf days for the caddies, for example. To also uplift Amachita on the course from that perspective as well, because that also speaks volumes to, exposure, and also just giving them a chance to also, be the main man and not just the bro who's carrying a bag for another guy, for 18 holes, on the day. So more funding is needed, more opportunities, more access to resources, definitely. And I think once we can get that right, we'll be having our own Tiger Woods and any else who look more like me and you than any else,
No, well said. I couldn't have said it better than you. But I just want to find out, man. So you've been exposed to this park for 9 years already. You've incorporated your entire lifestyle into it. I just want to look at it from a macro point of view to say, how do you see golf in the next 5 to 10 years in South Africa, especially from a social perspective?
I think holistically, the one positive I will definitely lean on or lean into is the fact that, there's a lot more interest in the sport, from people of color, which is great. You also see this a lot. And again, I'll use World of Golf as an example because I'm a member there. So you'll find that on Saturdays and Wednesdays, there's, ladies classes, for example, where it's just ladies. And, the parking lot will be full. And I think that's actually quite encouraging, because then it means that, even our sisters see that it's not something that is exclusive to a particular race or a particular market of the economy, So I'm actually very encouraged by that. So with that said, I definitely see a lot more females of color getting into the sport. I see a lot more, obviously, also males of color, especially the young guys who, again, to the point of, exposing them to the sport earlier, who are going to become our next Tigers and the likes, So, yeah, man, there's a positive trajectory and a positive outlook, all things considered. I think it's a wonderful sport. And, to your point about networking earlier, the sport has actually put me in a room that I typically probably wouldn't be a part of at the time, and it's really just on you to capitalize on those relationships and also make sure that you're not shooting 140 every time you're playing with, captains of industry. You must at least be 80, between 70 and 80, just to, make sure that they take you seriously.
Hey.
Yeah, my figures are all you know what I mean?
But I mean,
but yeah, man, I think.
No, I was just trying to speak on the score issue to say that, I mean, if you're playing with someone that could be a potential business partner or something like that, you don't want to go too hard, Mos. You don't want to press 70s.
No, Chief, at the end of the day, we spend hours and hours on the course. So the fact that I keep it golf it shouldn't interfere with our transaction.
Yeah.
It shouldn't deny us of the access to make money together.
Yeah.
We can still make money, but the score will be the score. But all jokes aside, yeah, I mean, obviously people are different. You're dealing with different characters and personalities, and if you've read the book 48 Laws of Power, you must just suss out your opponents and gauge where they are and handle them accordingly. But yeah, I think all things considered, yeah, it's just a very beautiful way of putting people together, and especially people from walks of life, different walks of life.
That's true.
I mean, I've played because from time to time I'll play by myself and go, rock an 18 and become part of a four ball of people that I've never met in my life, and you'll find that we've got so many things in common, and some are colored, some are white, some are African, some are Chinese, but we are being connected by the sport. So
100%.
the points, overall points I'm making is the fact that, the sports really does bring a lot of different people from different walks of life together. And it's really just incumbent upon you as a person who is engaging in the sport to ensure that you make the most of, said opportunity. Obviously play your game, get better, but, make sure that you capitalize where you can.
No, 100%. Ngobi, let's go for a 2-minute break, and then when we get back, I will be putting you on the spot. I like asking very personal questions, but please do stay on the line. Don't be intimidated by what I'm saying when I say personal questions.
No, 100%. Don't worry, my brother.
All right, I'll chat to you right now.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialize in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and only Balls and Tees. It's your boy, Tony Tone, the magician, the one and only guy that can make the pots boil when it comes to golf talk. Listen, thank you so much for carrying on, supporting us. And listen, you heard from the conversation, I am joined by Ngobi, who is in a very, very very big industry, and as he said, like he explained how the two industries, golf and the liquor industry, actually match, which makes sense because golf is the only sport that I personally have seen where people can indulge on alcohol while playing. So let's put Ngobi back on the line, and then I just want to put the man on the spot. Hi, Ngobi.
How's it, my brother?
All good. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for that 2 minutes. I needed to drink some water, man. I hope you were also thirsty.
Yeah, well, I can guarantee you that I'm not drinking water, though.
You're drinking the only tea for golfers.
No, 100%. It's well deserved after a long day at work. So, just to talk and relax.
Yeah. So, going before the break, I promised you that I want to put you on the spot, man.
Okay.
And hopefully I don't get to embarrass you. Hopefully it's just minor things, ne?
Okay.
Now you mentioned that your wife has actually beat a couple of your friends when it comes to golf, ne? Have you?
Yeah, and I'm very proud of that.
No, you need to be. You need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to find out, personally, on your side, since you started playing golf, have you ever tasted defeat from a woman?
I'm actually embarrassed to say that I haven't played with enough women, to be honest with you. I haven't had enough women in my 4-ball, with the exception of my wife. It's literally, that's always been, I'm a cheater, you know what I mean? So I haven't really had a chance to, even though there was a golf day I was invited to, which was 2 years ago when I was still at my previous employer at the South, and we were doing a football, and there was this lady called Dome. She's a business owner, owns a salon, etc.,
Yeah.
and other, and she was clapping them. So she didn't play in our football, but we were the football in front of them that was delaying them a move. You know, so at the clubhouse, she was like, guys, you know, I know you see two ladies and you see two guys, and you assume that we're gonna be slow, but can we, if you guys don't mind, can we just go ahead of you guys because Nishang is cut? And at the time, I'm like, you know what, girl, do your thing. You know, no beef. Put the fellow were chopping up and eating. You know, it's a halfway house. So it's one of those lines. But I think that's the closest form of defeat, because I mean, on the day she definitely scored better than all of us in that particular football. So yeah, I think that's the closest form of defeat from a female, like say, 2 days of experience. But I actually should, be playing with more. I'm keen on that.
No, 100%. I've played with quite a few, and I personally have got a whipping from a few. I think I can name quite a few. Bella Madisha has whipped me. Emma has whipped me. Mutsidisi has whipped me. Eva has whipped me. So yeah, it's quite interesting, because here's the thing about most sports that are mainly male dominated. People would presume that power is the key when it comes to these sports. And with golf, regardless how much power you put, if you're not clinical around the green, then you're as good as nothing.
And that's a fact. I mean, even amongst the group that I'm in of golfers, which is obviously all males at the moment, every single person in that group are driving. Guys are from a driver, especially when you're at World of Golf, because your distances, etc.
Yeah.
I'm coming in at between 220 and 260 meters. And some of the guys that I play with are driving on my 300, But, I always make up for it on the short game, and when it comes down to the use of the iron. So that's where the advantage is. So you're right. The misconception is that you should always use power, but not really. As long as you're accurate, you'll be able to do what needs to be done.
No, 100%. Now, I just want to ask you one other question, man. Whether playing in a tournament or in a golf day, right? Have you perhaps thought out loud, spoken your thoughts without any intent of doing so, especially after a bad shot? And what did you say at that point in time?
So when you say spoken my thoughts, like, what do you mean? Like, as in, like, I hit a bad ball and then I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. Or what?
Yeah, but you didn't intend to say it out loud, like, and then it just slips on your tongue.
Well, though, like, I think, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a very animated individual.
Yeah. And
I speak my mind all the time. So, more often than not, again, to that analogy or that point, Macbeth and if I was, trying to chip from the bunker and I'm about to hit a birdie, or, I'm targeting par and things don't go my way because I towed it and now I hit it on the other side of the hill. And I definitely want to use very colorful language, and by colorful, like, I swear.
Yeah, no, I fully understand.
So I've done that quite a bit on the course, I won't lie. But I mean, it's all fun times, and luckily for me, I'm also with people who understand, whether it's my direct friends or, again, to the point of playing with random strangers who I'm not familiar with. But people just understand that I think on the sport we all express ourselves in a different manner, and we also express our frustrations in a different manner. Because I once saw a guy, when I was playing at Copper Leaf, literally break his 7-iron.
Jeez.
Because it went into the abyss and he was aiming for obviously the flag. Got frustrated because things weren't going his way on the day, and he hit it into the ground and it broke. And I'm like, hey, my bra, relax, it's just a game.
Yeah.
But, that's his problem because he had to now buy another 7-iron. So yeah, it's one of those ones.
And I always find it weird for people to break their clubs because you're angry for that moment. That's the thing about golf. You're angry for that moment, and then after the 18 holes, you're already thinking about, okay, where am I going to play next? So if you're breaking your clubs during the game, that means that you need to go shopping afterwards.
And you're compromising your gameplay because, you're using the 7-iron, and that seems to be the iron that you was using for the first 8 holes. And then on the 9th, you decide to mess it up, and you're like, oh, hey, okay. Now you must with the 6th or the 8th or whatever the case is. But, I remember even now channeling my inner Samuel L. Jackson because I want to have a video of him basically talking about the sport and where he talks about how golf is a game of mistakes, and those that play better are the ones that have mastered the art of minimizing their mistakes while playing. And I listened to that, and I'm like, that's what it is. So in the moment after he broke 7-9, I just was, highlighting to him. I'm like, Chief, you must just learn to minimize your mistakes. And he's like, no, not now, okay? Not now. And I'm like, hey, have a shot. That's some Johnny Walker for you.
Ouch.
Here you go.
Let him cool down.
Yeah, sometimes all you need is a shot or two of something hot in order for you to be calmer. And then it's overcrowded and you put your... Yeah.
And then now this question, I don't know if it would apply to you, right? Obviously,
okay.
A lot of people, especially people of color, are not exposed to the sport itself. And then secondly, once you bring it up in a formal conversation, they become reluctant. Now, I want to find out, amongst everyone or all the people that you've introduced to the sport, what's the craziest thing that you've done to actually bring them close to the driving range or to the golf course so that they can experience it firsthand? Have you lied to someone to say, listen, let's quickly go to...
Definitely. I once said drinks were on the house.
Ouch.
So I wanted them to just go with me and bankcard.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry, I'll just stay and drink while I play the sport. And then we get there and it's like, and then obviously there was another bag that I rented for him to borrow, and we played a course, and he's like, okay, I'm still waiting for the drinks in the house part. And I'm like, well, don't worry, after house, I just take your house for now. We'll deal with the real drink from the team, So I think, that's some of the most extreme thing I can say.
And then one last question of me putting you on the spot, right? The craziest thing you've done to either escape from work or from home just for a round of golf?
Oh, bro. I had to clean the house. Anyone who knows that I am not the most domesticated bro you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
Very clean, very well put together, but it comes down to, cleaning. It's not my forte. Let's just put it that way. I want to be politically correct. So the deal with Meidi was on the base, like, nah, bro. The boys are driving me crazy. You're gonna leave them with me now for another day, and they just out here being wild. Please assist me where you can. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let me not just do the dishes. Let me go over and above. Let me mop. Let me do the dishes.
Yeah.
Let me at least put the oil in the pan so that you can cook, so that the kitchen is clean.
Yeah.
The house is clean. And then I have to bribe my lighties as well to make sure that they behave.
Yeah.
Tablets were out, chocolates and popcorns and things were out. And I'm like, watch TV, don't disturb mommy. Mommy's gonna be having a day off today. And they also complied as cadres of the movement.
Yeah.
And I was excused,
No, that's
came back
beautiful.
to a smiling woman.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's beautiful. Like, all for the love of the game. Now, I want to find out something that's I think is very personal from person to person, right? From the top of
Okay.
your head, your most ideal four ball, whether professional or or amateur.
Oh, is it like who I'd like to play with?
Yeah.
Okay, well, top of mind, definitely Themba Bavuma,
Mm-hmm.
because I hear that as much as he's a cricket expert, that bro, like Steph Curry when it comes down to golf, you know, he's talented on both sides.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, you know, try him out on the course.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had the privilege of playing with him 3 years back when we were doing the IAPF Golf Day in Sun City.
Oh yeah.
Stanton Frederick. I need my rematch with that bro because he was part of my football, and again, you know,
Yeah.
I wasn't where I am now, you know, with the sport. So
Hopefully
and it's because I'm a
revenge.
Kaizer Chiefs fan. Yeah, you know, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan. I'm playing with Stiga, you know, and I wasn't as refined in the game. So I think there was a little bit of pitch fight mixed with a lack of skill. So
Yeah.
I need to invite him out again. Say, no, my bro, it's 3 years later now. Let's rock, you know.
Yeah.
Let's do the course. So Themba, Stiga, and who would be the fourth person? Actually, a very good question. I don't know who the fourth person would be. But anyone who's better than me, because I believe in that. I believe in playing with people who are better than you in order for you to become better. I heard Sean Pollock is quite good. I'm not too sure, but you know, just to add some diversity, Lapo, and some color.
Yeah.
Let's just, you know, go with one of each. So let's say Sean Pollock.
Sean Pollock. Okay, it's quite an
Sean
interesting
Pollock,
one.
Themba Bavuma, and Frederick.
It's quite an interesting one because all these guys, they come from different sport code, and
Boston Code, yes.
yeah, and it's very interesting to find that regardless what background you're from or what industry you're in, people always find themselves playing golf. I mean, if you look at someone like Gavin Hunt, this man is hardcore soccer, but when it comes to golf, he makes sure that he makes enough time to play it. It's incredible. This thing is a serious bug.
And you're right, my brother. You're right. And I mean, to your point, you know, it's which is why I alluded to the point earlier on about the fact that, you know, it's a sport that kind of brings everybody together from different walks of life. And if you're an open-minded person who doesn't necessarily get overwhelmed by other people's presence, you can actually take it for what it is in terms of, you know, learning something different from the next brew. And, you know, I am a sport lover. I'm soccer, athletics, because these are things that I was good at in high school and things that I was exposed to at an early age.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, I probably top of mind, I'm naming sportsmen. But I think it's really, really, you know, something that, all things considered, brings a myriad of people together, and it's something that can be enjoyed old or new. With soccer, once you're 40, retire, go play indoor, even that's going to be a stretch. But with golf, you can be, I mean, I was watching an interview by Tiger where one of the pros on tour was saying Tiger should retire because, you know, he's old, etc., etc. And Tiger even said, his response was, no, I've literally got like another, 14 years because, 40-something. So like 60 is my cap.
Yeah.
At 60, I walk away from the sport. But you still have people like Any Elves, people, players still playing Gary Moore on a social level, but, you know, Ernie plays like in the Grootman League.
Oh,
you know,
with
and still winning.
VJ Scene and them, yeah.
You see what I mean? And how old is he? You know,
Yeah,
so
they're old.
So and I like the fact that it accommodates that. So regardless of your age, you can still engage in the sport. You can still enjoy it. It can still be a day out with family, with friends. Or if you just want to work on your own game, you can also ride solo dolo, you know. So I think more than anything, I appreciate that about the sport.
100%. Now, Ngobi, before I let you go, man, I think I've chowed way too much of your time. I just want to ask you one last question, right? To say, when you look at the millennials and the Gen Zs, né, the golfers from the two different generations, what would you say is different between the two when it comes to how they approach the sport or how they view the sport?
I would say, because I actually have a nephew of mine who's a Gen Z, it's exposure. So I'll use the internet analogy. Us millennials come from an age where we were born before the internet actually boomed, and we kind of grew up with the internet, whereas the Gen Zs were kind of like inside. They were born, that's all they know,
Yeah.
So exposure is the main thing that I would say is the difference, because a lot of them know it because they have an uncle who plays golf, or a older brother, Khotman, who exposed them to the sport when they were 12, or whatever the case might be. So exposure, one is one thing. But I also have seen how, these light years also give you a different perspective on how else to make the game fun, And what I mean by that is, these random bets that we have on different holes to say, when putting, whoever puts first or last has to take a shot of this.
Yeah.
Then there's content being created, and then there's these random TikTok challenges that now are being created on the golf course. And so they've made it a lot more interactive, right? And I think they've simplified it to the layman who might be their age or my age, who were, primarily apprehensive about it, like, should I, shouldn't I? But by virtue of the content that has been created on the course, and, you kind of see how they relate to the sport as a norm. So with me, golf was a privilege growing up.
Yeah.
With them, it's a norm. It's like it's something that, they know, okay, there's an option, they can rock, whatever the case might be. So that's, I think, the primary differences. And obviously they started earlier, so some of them are better, but I can never let that nephew of mine be, because I'll never hear the end of it. It can never be me.
Yeah.
That guy can never be me.
Hey.
If he does, I'll be hearing about it for the next 10 years. So no.
You know what, Ngobi? While you're on that note, I'm going to do this. In the next 6 months, I'm going to have another chat with you and ask you if you've played with your nephew within that 6 months and what happened.
I'm actually playing with him in 3 weeks at Serengeti. So I think after Serengeti, I'll give you an update. I'll actually send you the scorecard. And then you can decide from
I'd love to see that, because you know why I'm saying this? I've actually realized something about these Gen Zs. They grasp very quick. Every piece of information sticks to them. If you look at the dance moves that they do, it's very long dance moves, but they just get them instantly. So with us, I don't know, maybe our CPUs are quite slow now. We're still using Pentium 5, while these kids are on...
I was about to say, we're still on Pentium 1. Remember Pentium 1?
Yeah.
You and I actually generation. Or what are you saying Pentium? There I know, right? No, then I'm to a fellow kid of the movement, These dudes grew up on MacBooks, we grew up on Pentium 1 and 2 and 3 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, to your point, you're right. They definitely got a lot quicker, which is why it's always good to play with them, so that, now you can measure yourself, man.
100%. Ngobi, I have to say thank you once again, my brother, and it's been great chatting to you. I look forward to more chats in the future. I want to say thank you to your loved ones for giving you this time again and allowing us an opportunity to steal you from them. But for the most, I want to say please continue what you're doing and keep growing the sport. Get more people involved in it, and let's educate our people.
100%, my brother, and I appreciate the opportunity of being on such a prestigious platform. I think what you guys are doing is very, very necessary, and it is something that will grow. When MacG started the podcast back in the day, nobody knew that it would become this. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the YouTube platforms and getting all the necessary sponsors and showing that a black child can manifest a dream such as this to the point where we'll end up having a golf radio and not just a podcast. Where you've got different guys on different slots speaking about different elements of the game, and having the who's who in the zoo, be part of that. So kudos to you and your team, my brother. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. Continue, Nani. Aluta continua. So
I
just
appreciate
as a segue, Mobi stands for Never Quit on Being Incredible. That's my acronym.
Oh,
and I
lovely.
think what you guys are doing is quite incredible. So never quit on being incredible. That's what I'm saying. Keep on keeping on, and let's keep getting more people onto the sport, onto the platform, so that we can, grow the sport as you alluded to.
No, really appreciate Ngobi, and once again, man, thank you. Your words are, I'm excited right now. I don't even have words to express how I'm feeling.
I know, my brother. No, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, James. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Have a lovely evening.
Same to you, my brother.
All right. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, that was Ngobi. And listen, man, this man works in the alcohol space. He's always on golf courses. He loves golf. He's taken his family to join him on the golf course. And that's what I've been preaching, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure that you spend as much time as possible with your loved ones, friends, family. Make sure that you involve them in what you do on a daily basis. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go for another 2-minute quick break. And then when I come back, I'll be sharing with you the up-and-coming events. So, give me 2 and I'll be back.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now we've approached the end of our show, and I have to say it's been great having a chat with Ngobi. He gave me something to think about, something to ponder about, because for as much as I've been playing the sport, I don't think that I've really stretched myself in terms of inviting more people to the sport. So this is a task that I am giving myself, and I hope that everyone out there who's a golf player or a golf enthusiast who would do the same and start inviting other people. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a few golf days that's coming through. I'm going to start off by announcing the Steve Biko Golf Day that's taking place on the 15th of November 2024, and this will be at Waterkloof Country Club. So that's the Steve Biko Golf Day, 15 November at Waterkloof Country Club. Julle moet golf kom speel, hoor. And then we've got Maketa Mazibuko Fundraiser Golf Day. This will be on the 9th of October, and this will be taking place at Killarney Country Club. So that's the Maketa Mazibuko Fundraiser Golf Day, which will be on the 9th of October at Killarney Country Club. All right. And so before I tell you about the other one, I just want to say I really wish that I had played on Friday, because listen, guys, I've not played Rustenburg Golf Course, but after going through that entire golf course, I think it's a beautiful course. It's underrated according to what I saw. Looking at the layout, it looks underrated, but I wish I had played, but I'll definitely make time to go and play there. So the last announcement here will be Katlehos Charity Golf Day, which is taking place on 20th September, and this will be at Stein City. So that will be the 20th of September. It's Katlehos Charity Golf Day, and this will be at Stein City. So guys, make sure that you go and check out Katlehos Charity Golf Day. The details will be shared at a later stage, and then also the Maketa Mazibuko Golf Day. The details will be shared in terms of whom to contact to actually secure those bookings. And then lastly, the Steve Biko Golf Day, which is taking place on the 15th of November. Just make sure that you just Google Steve Biko, all right? But when the time is right, I will share all the other details. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our show, and I just want to say, please, stay warm, exercise, chow your vitamins, and make sure that you spend as much time as possible with your loved ones, friends, family. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you spend as much time with them, because these are the people who are there when we need them the most, even when we need them the least. With that being said, I just want to say that weekend is officially here. So make sure that tomorrow there's no work. Make sure that on Friday there is no work again. This is the one and only Tony Tone signing out. Till we meet again on Sunday.
The Magician.